This is Tom Bernacki, and today I'm with my favorite running expert, Ken, at the Running Lab. We are talking about the Brooks Ghost Max. This is a shoe that just came out recently. Phenomenal shoe. This is a great shoe. It's a max cushion neutral shoe that's in a competitive market. There's a lot of these, like the Hoka Bondi 8, but is this one better?
The Ghost Max is a newer addition to the Brooks lineup. Newer, but also older. It replaced the ever-popular Dyad series that Brooks had for many years.
The Brooks Dyad has now become the Brooks Ghost Max. This is a shoe that was always intended for a neutral foot type, but with a wider platform and extra support. A little bit more of a heel lift, and that's what the Brooks Max does. It's also a very orthotic-friendly shoe.
Specific features of the Ghost Max include uses DNA Loft V2 foam, which is designed to be protective and slightly firmer than some of the other cushioning materials. This foam offers a balance between softness and firmness.
Brooks has been touting its DNA Loft foam technology. It's considered to be extremely soft, but it says it's supposed to hold up to the 300-mile threshold that Brooks is used for. So it's supposed to be durable. You should have a shoe that lasts a long time, but gives you that softness. That's what sets this shoe apart. And this is a newer shoe, but the DNA Loft technology has been great so far. I'll tell you, me personally, this combines the cushion with a little bit of durability. I think that's going to be the real benefit of this shoe. In the past, these foamy shoes would break down in a few weeks or a month or two, but now you don't have to pay that price. You can get a long-lasting durable shoe and get some cushion at the same time.
They lowered the heel-to-toe drop from the Dyad to 6 millimeters, which is lower than many traditional running shoes. A lot of the other Brooks models have a 10 to 12 millimeter drop. This one, they opted to go with the 6 millimeter drop because of the higher toe spring, which I'll get to in a little bit.
Stack height is actually the thickness from the top to bottom of the shoe, whereas the heel drop is the difference between the back of the shoe and the front of the shoe. Now, the Brooks Ghost Max is in the middle in terms of a heel drop. So that means you're landing more of a midfoot strike, whereas on the other hand, it's considered to be extremely thick and cushioned. So it's a neutral running, thick and cushioned shoe. But the beauty is, if that foam lasts, then you get the best of both worlds. So this for sure can be a confusing topic, but from the top to bottom, it's 39 millimeters high, and in the front, it's 33 millimeters high. That means the difference is 6 millimeters. So the stack height is 39 millimeters and 33 millimeters, and the heel drop is 6 millimeters in between. That's a pretty thick shoe. So most of your barefoot shoes are 0 millimeter heel drop shoes. They're pretty flat in the front and back. The midfoot strike shoes, for example, which is this one, are 6 millimeters. So it drops 6 millimeters from the back to the front, whereas the heel strikers should have something with a slightly higher heel. This has nothing to do with the actual thickness though.
Forefoot rocker glide roll technology is what they added in this. What they wanted is you're seeing a lot of running shoes with that rocker technology. Brooks wanted to come out with something that just gives that really nice kind of toe off and smooth transition. While the rocker is designed to aid in transition from heel to toe, it is not as pronounced as some other max cushion shoes, which is great. Sometimes you don't want to feel like you're falling forward when you're running or walking.
As a foot doctor, this technology is so exciting to me. We've always worked with what's called rocker bottom shoes, and you can see across the bottom it's curved so that you roll from heel to toe. This reduced strain on joints, improved walking mechanics. It activated different muscles or inactivated different muscles, and it can aid in recovery. That's why rocker bottom shoes with cushion are generally called recovery shoes. After you injure yourself, if you're sore, but long term, they're a little bit less stable, so you could sprain your ankle. There's an adaptation period, and it's not suitable for all activities. It could be too spongy and too rolly for too much running, and it could cost more, and generally these have broken down faster in the past. But the beauty now is these rocker bottom shoes with stronger, better foam like the DNA Loft technology, it can last significantly longer. When these types of shoes first came out, they would break down in like a week or two, and they were like $200+. Now this shoe's a little bit more reasonable. It's in the 150 range, and if it does last the 300 miles, and Ken, the running expert, does say it lasts this long, then it's an amazing shoe.
The Ghost Max has a really durable outsole. We have had no issues when customers have come in and used this shoe for an extensive period of time. Came out in September of 23, and we've had such good luck with very low return rate on this shoe. The sole design includes a guidance line for improved stability.
This is an important chart. It tells you how the bottom of your shoe wears and what's going on with your foot. So if you're walking on the outside of your foot, you have a supinated foot. If it's more underneath the ball of the foot and the bottom outside of the heel, that's a more neutral foot type. If you walk more on the inside, that is severe pronation. I would say over 70% of people are pronators to a various degree. About 10 to 15 are supinators, and hardly any are optimal. The key is how your foot positions, supination, neutral, or overpronation. In this example, this is a neutral foot. Look at how straight his ankle, his foot is when he runs. This guy will do great because he has a neutral foot, probably won't have as many issues. But take a look at this person. This is overpronation. Look at that bend of the leg compared to the ankle, compared to the flattening of the foot. I can tell you right now, this person will have Achilles tendonitis, plantar fasciitis, and ball of the foot pain. The Brooks Ghost Max is more for a neutral foot type. So depending on your wear pattern, this can have a lot to do with tight hips, tight back, tight hamstrings, tight ankles. And this is one of the easiest ways to become more of a neutral foot type runner. What makes the Brooks Ghost unique is it does not have any posts. That means it doesn't have any wedges to keep you straight. But on the left-hand side, it is a straight last and it is wider. So that width of a shoe does make it more stable for pronators, for supinators. And the best part is you can fit an orthotic much easier into this shoe than, for example, a curved shoe or a semi-curved shoe where people struggle.
The upper is such a great upgrade from the Dyad. It has a much more modern look, features structured breathable mesh upper, providing a balance of support and ventilation. The weight of this shoe is 10 ounces for a men's size 9, which is somewhat heavier than the average, but reportedly feels lighter on the foot. Now let's get to the weight. The weight of the shoe is 10 ounces for a men's size 9, which is somewhat heavier than average for a running shoe. But it packs a ton of punch, lots of cushioning and durability, and sometimes you have to sacrifice weight to get those things. Comparison to other shoes, the Ghost Max offers more cushioning and depth than the Ghost 15, making it suitable for longer runs. It is a great shoe to add to the Ghost family and be a complement if you wanted to have the Ghost 15 for your shorter, maybe quicker runs, and then the Ghost Max to protect your foot, maybe for longer runs or just those days where you don't really feel like getting out there, but know you should.
Sometimes your ligaments, your bones, and your tendons can be bruised, they can be sore, and each shoe offers different benefits. And for example, it takes a couple weeks for your nerves, your muscles, and your bones and your fascia to adapt. But over time, your ligaments and your fascia get stronger. Early on, it might be a great idea to start with a more cushioned shoe with that thick stack height, that DNA Loft foam at the beginning. But other times you feel unstable. It's almost too much rocker bottom that makes your knees and hips work a little bit harder. So you might want to alternate to a shoe like the Ghost 15, which has a little bit less cushion. And if you're still having a hard time, sometimes insoles inside that shoe can work. And luckily, the Ghost Max fits these great.
Now we're going to go through the pros and cons of the Ghost Max. The Ghost Max offers a balanced ride that is soft enough for easy runs and firm enough for up-tempo runs. It's more cushioned than the Ghost 15, making a good option for long distance running. Another pro is the comfortable upper. The shoe provides engineered mesh for breathability and a snug and supportive fit. Next thing, stability. Despite being marketed as a neutral shoe, the Ghost Max offers inherent stability due to its wide base and midsole design. This is a very unique shoe that is considered the Swiss Army knife of shoes.
Makes this shoe unique is that it is a straight last. That means it does not curve. So on the left-hand side, you can see that's a straight shoe. So it's straight, it's wide, and it's thick, cushioned, and foamy. So if you're a large person, if you have a lot of compression across the bottom of your foot, this could be the ideal shoe for you.
The modern design was a point that Brooks wanted to get right on this shoe compared to its predecessor, and I think they did an amazing job. The aesthetics of this shoe, the colors and the design, it just looks great and feels great on your foot. It doesn't feel like wearing a max cushion shoe. Some people can feel like this is a little bit stiff, although that's why Brooks had the increased toe spring, felt like it was effortless. But you can definitely feel a little stiff in your run if you like something a little bit more flexible.
The toe spring is the angle of the big toe joint and how much it comes up. You can see with a thicker sole and more of a rocker bottom, it's going to curve that toe more. Now, this isn't bad unless you press all your weight into that toe. That can contribute to ball of the foot pain and plantar fasciitis. But this gets complicated because you're so cushioned and you're rocking through the bottom anyway. So for most people, this can end up good, but it doesn't give you that springiness off the front of your foot.
The fit of this shoe, you could say that the toe box could fit a little bit narrow, but again, it comes in a medium, wide, and extra wide width to accommodate any foot shape and size. That's it for the cons. There's not really much to talk about there. This shoe, like I said, Swiss Army knife of shoes, where it works for a lot of people and helps with a lot of foot ailments and for runners and walkers that are using it to wear all day and every day. Ghost Max is priced at approximately $150, which places it in the mid to upper range of neutral daily trainers.
With all the pros and the benefits, this stacks up really well against the Hoka Bondi 8. This is Brooks's answer to the Bondi 8, and the price is a little bit cheaper. Go to the running store, definitely try this out. It could be a great option for you.
To compare it to all the other similar shoes for flat foot, for high arched foot, our top 5 shoes for every category, check our guides below.